Hello, this is J9LP, and last time on Lunar Nights we retraced our steps through Aaron's story, the story of the apprentice gunslinger. Only this time Aaron, aka Jimmy, was packing heat, and that made the stage a fair bit easier to kind of plow through. And through that time we were kind of discussing the history of Lunar Nights and kind of the differences and why those differences were there from the Japanese release called Bowtie DS, or Bakura no Tayo. Janko talks about it. Yes, my Japanese is terrible. Probably not worse than my Latin. Anyways, so we've completed that, and now we're on the third chapter, where we need to enter this place here, or Kuliakan or Kulia-san sewers, but we're not going to do that right away because, as I was giving you clear to the last video, this place here is very, very important. This is basically what this sort of series is all about, and that's why it's a separate series. I'll explain more about why it's a separate series in a moment. For now, I'm going to do a few things. For instance, I'm going to let...
Come on. What can I do?
I'm going to let the info broker talk more about that particular place. You know, come to think of it, this is your first time fighting the Duke and his people, isn't it? Well, not really, but you're not supposed to know that. You're not to know that, honestly. Well, let me let you in on a little secret. You know the Vambery? The tower that stands at the center of the Baron Stoker's research complex? Well, someone's in there resurrecting the monsters you've been destroying. That alone is bad enough, but what happens when vampires start getting resurrected? You know, that can be a good thing. Anyway, I'll take care of the lock on the entrance. You go and take care of the rest, okay? Thanks! Don't really need to do that, but we'll play along. Anyways,
What do you like?
now I'm going to exit the shop, and I am going to stop to the general store to see what I'm
How can I help you?
really selling.
Right.
Just pretty much same old stuff. Although there's one thing I didn't actually tell you in the first. Well, I did kind of tell you, but I sort of glossed over its significance. The Midnight Sunfruit you got in the other shop, you weren't able to get on the first run, and in the case of Elizabeth, you weren't able to get on this thing here, the wild card, which is sort of reference to the old game. But this, you can tell you restores 50% of your life and energy when your life reaches 0. That's a pretty damn handy item to have. Anyways, let's see, should I sell a few things here? I mean, I can sell all that, that will net me a fair few bob. And of course this thing here, which I've said before, is pretty much the most expensive item in the game. Could sell me Warrior's Ethic if I was mental enough, but I'm not going to do that right now.
What would you like?
Enduing
May the
to
sun shine forever in our hearts.
indeed, I'm going to let the sun shine forever in my heart. In the bank,
Welcome.
where
What
I
can I do
can
for you?
store stuff.
Certainly, sir.
One other thing I actually forgot to show you is that not only are you able to store your items, you can also store your accessories too. So if you end up running out of room in there, you can pretty much store stuff that you're probably not going to use too much. Personally, I don't really use these sort of elemental armor too much unless there's a particular point where it's actually handy to do so. Because, like I said, they're kind of dependent on the weather, so not that big a deal to me. I will keep most of the other stuff. Especially won't be needing that because there's just no point in me using anything like that anymore. Anyways, yeah, you can go there too. I'll probably need you again at some point, but not right now. Well, I'll keep the other stuff. So you can only do it with the other accessories. You can't. The shields, you can't cause. Well, you pretty much tell there's only 4 of them. Yes, there's one more, folks. I haven't actually gotten in there yet. Another thing to note that if you run out of room in one, you can always store it more just by pressing L and R. So that's a handy thing to know at this point. So let me put some stuff here, and I'll see you in a bit when I've sorted that out. Right, as you can see, I've pretty much stored most of my sort of recovery items that don't actually go off. There's a particular reason why. It's basically because it's not where I'm going next. It's not going to be that hard to deal with. Also kept the delicious meat for a particular reason, and a particular reason is going to be clear once I can visit Professor Sheridan's. Now we're going to have to go through a few plot here, so I'll speed up a bit.
What would you like?
Right, at this point, and pretty much only at this point, like I said before, because we haven't freed the parasol before, we weren't able to change the climate.
You want to change to?
And at this point you can change to any climate that you want, because you've got them all before. I'm going to choose this one for now.
Right, it's changed.
How can I help you?
Probably not the best one to start off with, but I'm doing that for a particular reason. Anyways, as you can pretty much tell, there are other options now. So we're doing them, going through the game again, and I think let Professor Sheridan explain what these are.
Yes, sir.
I say nothing good did come from dealing with her. Oh, well, you'll see. This asked me to build this battle simulator for mobile file combat. Though really, it was no trouble at all. Not with the alchemy I got at hand. If you use it to replay and study previous battles, you'll be that much more prepared when the next battle rolls around. Besides, don't you want to see what kind of powers your new Tyrannials have? I've also set it to record your scores, so try and go for an S ranking. Alright?
Which stage would you like to challenge?
Okay, so essentially, this is a kind of training for the casket rocket stages. And if you go in there, right now, just to show you a little bit, it's pretty much the same as before. It doesn't actually change too much. You get these things which will actually bring your score up. So essentially what you have to do there is get the highest score you can, and of course those coins will give you an extra score. So it's basically following the stage before that you were before. So you kind of have to use the same tactics. So, and of course, you know, if you play the game enough, it's good practice. do get special prizes, especially if you get an S ranking. Of course, you get several different rankings on the score. I don't actually know all of them because, quite personally, I don't play this one too often. And pretty much it's come to the same thing. If you get hit, it will not affect your score. Even not too much. So you kind of have to go for a perfect ranking there to be able to get something like an S rank. I think you can get them higher rank, I'm not totally sure to be completely totally honest. Anyways, I will see when this is all done. Yeah, as you can tell, I didn't do too well there, but I got a ranking. Not great, but I think for some reason my mouse kind of went sticky there. That's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. So, that's all there is to it. Anyways, so that's a demonstration of the casket rocket training, and I get a power fruit for that. Like I said, you get particular items. Some items you get are kind of linked to your jukebox and sort of average stuff. Anyways, so you got more than that first stage. You got all the fourth stage, and you also got a special stage, which will show you maybe at some point, just not right now.
How can I help you?
Also, we have this.
Yes, sir.
Professor Sheridan will explain. Ah, yes. I sent over your battle data a little while ago. I used it to put together a bit of a boss battle simulator for you. Oh, don't worry, no trouble at all. I've got an alchemy on hand. Use this and you can take another crack at any boss you've already defeated. I've also set it up to keep track of your times. So try and go for an S ranking, alright?
Which boss do you want to challenge?
Okay, so this, I'm not going to show you this one right now because I'm kind of saving that for later. This is essentially, yeah, boss battle training where you get to fight all the major bosses in the game. And you get to choose a difficulty level which you need to kind of unlock. And with that you can choose any character. I think you can only use one of the characters at a time, I'm not really sure. And like I said, you can fight Reimer, Bo, Stoker, Duma, and Polidori, or you can essentially do one big boss rush. Like I said, I'm not going to show you. Yeah.
How can I help you?
So, well, that's it. Let's get out of here because I'm pretty sure this is the moment you've all been waiting for, and that is to enter this place right here, Vambery, the Tower Laboratory. So this is the Vambery, the crown jewel of the Vampire's Research Complex. According to what the info broker said, someone's been using this tower as a staging ground to resurrect the monsters we've already defeated. I thought you'd come here! Jay, Warrior of Darkness, and Jimmy, Warrior of Light? What the balls? Is that Polidori? You're alive? Well, what do you think? With the technology that Baron built into this tower, it's possible to rebuild any corporeal form you like, as long as you have the necessary biological data. Of course, you need more than just a new body to resurrect a living creature. But all I need right now is a puppet. Some anything to serve as my arms and legs. For my purpose, these monsters and vampires will be more than sufficient. Or at least they'll be sufficient enough, until I can get around to building my own body. You can't keep playing with people's lives like this! Did you think we'd just stand by idly and yet let you get away with this? Apparently he does. If you want to try and stop me, be my guest. However, this tower is already guarded by an army of resurrecting monsters. Each floor is protected by a different level of monsters. The higher you go, the meaner the resistance you'll face. You be careful, won't you? Oh, not good at all. Dang it! Was that not the real Polidori we destroyed before? Well, we're dealing with the immortals here. Anything is possible. Still what? Anyway, for now we got to climb to the top of this tower to stop his evil scheme. Let's go, Jimmy. Alright, Jay! That's there indeed. Let us climb. And find the final traces left in this tower laboratory. Right, so this is basically what you start off with. Empty room with nothing in it apart from this one teleportation unit. And just to give you a taste of what you will find in here, I'm going to enter it right now. Now, what Polidori wasn't actually kidding about as we go to the first floor of the Vambery Tower is that there will be traps, of course, and you've got to defeat all the monsters. In this case, Baaacks, and whoops, the daisy, no. I'm getting used to these controls again. It's been a while since I've played. These guard again. Useless pigs and Baaacks and skeletons galore. Yes, played dearly there. So essentially, a lot of what you're going to be doing here is defeating all the monsters and essentially ascending the tower. Gold. That's the only thing about it when it actually stops. The timer still goes with the item snake and just easily disappears. So that's a bit of a sign. Anyways, so that's a bit of a taster, and we'll be ascending more of the Vambery Tower in the next video, folks.